Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the VRCL Season 1 Grand Finals. We're continuing to move through the bracket here now as we come into our closing matches for the lower bracket. Just 2 remain. We have the survivors who have been fighting through the entire lower bracket, going up against each other, and after this, they're going to move on to face on Jax, who just got taken down by Eclipse, and that'll be down at the lower bracket grand final. Winner of that moves on to take on Eclipse, potentially a rematch in the case of Jackson. Well, for quite a few, in fact, for all these teams now, as we learned from the interview there, it'd be a rematch for any single one of them. So they all want that chance to get back up to the upper bracket in the grand finals and be able, of course, to try and take the prize away from Eclipse, but they've got to do a bit more fighting before they get there.
Yeah, we got Kangorillaz and Team Gravity coming up, but man, strong words from iShiny. That guy is too cool for school. He drives me nuts. I love him, absolutely do love him, but that's a gentle ribbing I always give him, which is like it's not so much a ribbing as it's a compliment, but it's like, you know, you're so cool, it drives me nuts. It's like, it's not fair for somebody as good as video games as you are to be that much cooler than the rest of us. It's very upsetting. Oh man, he's like, oh, stop, and then he just speaks in this like deep voice. He's like, I mean, stop it, I'm not that cool. And then he delivers a line like that. It's like, everybody in the loser's bracket, we put them there. I'm like, oh man, I'd never even thought to say that. That is brutal. But here we got coming up, Kangorillaz versus Team Gravity. Team Gravity possibly favored if they keep playing the way that they've been playing. Kangorillaz working like a brick wall, starting to improve throughout the match. So I can't wait to see them go.
All right, guys, well, let's take a look at the Kangorillaz first, see what they're bringing to the table on their roster. They've got Loveridge, Grumpiest Broom, and Sealable Bag being brought to the table for their roster. Relatively younger players there, except for Loveridge, of course.
Yeah, Grumpiest Broom being their goalie is a grumpy broom indeed. Sealable Bag being the team captain, the one that usually speaks for the team. And Loveridge VR, a guy who usually hangs out on the sidelines, and then when you least expect it, he gets a three-pointer from almost half court. He's a very good striker. Not the best one in the league, but still very good and very difficult to fight against.
And meanwhile, on the other side of that, let's take one more look at Team Gravity again. VR Jersey, Martin III, and Viatrex, who has definitely impressed me so far with his play style here. He's had some really good ability to work not only with VR Jersey, but also just on the individual basis of this too, to make some incredible plays, be able to put his team in a very, very interesting position in this tournament, making them one of the clear underdogs here. That's really showing up.
Oh, Viatrex is certainly the ringer on the team. I'm trying to remember who it was that they replaced. My brain is not giving me the name right now. Zogger, that's right. I think Zogger played on their team before. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's who it was who played in regionals. And they replaced him and changed the team dynamic a little bit. Zogger was the one who ran defense for them before. Martin III grew up as a goalie in the game and had to move forward as a striker, but not a good striker. Pulls back as a defender. They pull Viatrex for the finals and put him on the team, and he is delivering. They're running that 2-striker format that you used to seeing, like good strikers on your team. That's what Eclipse does. That's what Jax does. So that's what you need to see. Fangasms also do a little bit on their team, but they had trouble showing up today. But on the other team, Kangorillaz, they're all kind of strikers. Grumpiest Broom is a fairly decent goalie, but they have a different dynamic. You know what I mean? Like there's more about brute force and strength on their team. They're more about pressing forward, picking apart the team, and trying to be a wall, a barrier between you and their goal. That's really more or less their idea. Like you saw plenty of times that it wasn't just Grumpiest Broom. It was all 3 guys were on the goal ready for you. And if you wanted to get it in there, you had a 3v1.
Yeah, definitely. And again, guys, it should be just a couple of minutes here before we are ready to jump into the matchup. I imagine the players should be pretty close to getting ready here now. This is bound to be an interesting fight. Team Gravity have really shown up. I'm really surprised with their power, despite having to go down to the lower bracket relatively early on in the tournament.
It was against Eclipse, so to be fair.
But they've kept themselves strong. They've kept themselves capable of winning these matches and have taken down every other challenger they've gone up against so far. So considering that, going up against this team here may just be yet another victim for them to take down. And they very well could end up going over to take down Jax, too, next on. They don't manage to stop them there, because Jax definitely looked like they were a little bit discombobulated after their loss to Eclipse. We're going to have to hope that they can kind of get themselves back together for the next upcoming match.
After those strong words from iShiny, it would definitely be poetic if any one of these teams could come back and take it from them. I don't see it happening. Eclipse's team has been strong from the beginning. When he formed that team, everybody was like saying, hey, we're going to do teams now. ESL and VR Challenger League, Intel, Oculus are all getting together, and they're going to put on VRCL. They're going to put on this league for us. And they're like, oh, we can do teams? Limbing immediately before anybody can say anything. He's like, Palador and iShiny are my team. And I said, why are you going to put all the Jordans on one team? What are you trying to do? And he's like, win.
win they have so far. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to see if they can claim the actual title or if there's an upset waiting for them, of course. And we have to see just who manages to make it through the fight to get, of course, back to Eclipse and be able to take them on in those grand finals. It's not going to be easy to take down Eclipse, especially since either of these three teams is going to be coming in from the lower bracket. And that means that they'll have to win 2 best-of-3 sets against them in order to actually claim the title.
Yep, it's definitely going to be a difficult fight, man, all the way through. But it is double elimination, so it's none of this easy cakewalks. They're going to have to do it again. No matter what, Lemming, iShiny, and Palador will have to face another team again. And if they lose, that team will still have to beat them twice. There's a small possibility, I think, that a team that they fought once may be able to beat them the first time. But beating them 2 times in a row in a best 2 out of 3 match, that would be, I wouldn't say unheard of, because it's not happened before. Most of their games are 2 and out. Even the game against Gravity was 2 and out. It was very close matches from what I hear. It happened off stream, but I heard about it later that they were very close, but it was still 2 and out, which is the calling card of Eclipse. And with that dribble mechanic that they're doing that no one else is doing, they also have a couple of little meta tricks that you probably saw that no one else is doing. Lemming actually working that vertical juking. They have meta that they've been playing close to the chest, although if you watched OC4, you'd have noticed the vertical juking, but no one seems to be practicing it. Ah, man, they're going to be a real tough opponent right now. But Kangorillaz and Gravity are still fighting for their right to fight against the Jacks, and then hopefully get their right to fight Eclipse again.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's going to be a long road for either one of these teams that manages to take home the victory here on this upcoming match. And of course, Jax and Eclipse both sit waiting now for the victor of this one to go up against either one of them. And Jax certainly is going to want a chance to go up against Eclipse again. So they're going to, I imagine, be watching this match relatively closely to try and learn whatever they can to give them the best chance go up against whoever ends up taking the W here on this one.
Oh, the entire Echo Arena community is joining us in Twitch and Facebook streaming live, their platform of choice in order to find out who's going to win. Friends of this game, people who play this game, friends of friends who play this game, and people who play other VR games that are just interested in what the outcome of this is going to be. People that are just rooting for their own country's team to see who's going to win. People who have favorites that they've seen on stream. They're all here watching, ready to see what's going to happen. Everybody has predictions. Lots of people strongly favor Eclipse. If you're in the European Union, you strongly favor the Jacks. There are a bunch of people that also have feelings about Gravity, but their fan base is a little bit smaller. But Kangorillaz is not short of fans of their own, and they are all here waiting with bated breath to see how these matches pan out and who is going to have a strong attack to go for that money, to go for that trophy, and to go for what I think is the most important, bragging rights.
Yeah, definitely. Bragging rights to be the global champion, the first ever global champion as well, is certainly going to be a title to behold. So certainly going to
hopefully the gloating champion. Yeah, I said it.
Bit of a reach, if I'm honest.
Yeah. But I know how they do, man. I hang out in the Discord, and, man, people get really gloaty whenever they win. And winning the World Finals would be the most gloaty thing of all. They really are going to enjoy that win, and they're going to rub it in people's faces. And most of these guys already have, like, their own individual colors for events that they've won. And so we have got a game to go to, so hopefully they'll give us a shot, and we're going to take a look at this joust. Yes, we actually see the joust, and speed.
Yeah, really, just sending, I think it was Viatrex, just gets launched to the other side of the arena. We talked about that before, about players having the capability to do that, just get to the other side of the arena in just split seconds, and we see exactly that right there. Just as quick of a pass, though. In fact, ooh, that was almost on the diamond. But because of the bounce, it is going to end up going under the control of Viatrex.
Knocked out.
Sadly gets punched out there. It's going to be Loveridge takes control instead, over towards Stealable Bag. Pass for him going further in, but Loveridge misses the pass, so that should put it under the control of the blue team here. Team Gravity gets it back under oh no, and when they try to clear it, they just end up sending it right over to the goalie for Kangorillaz here. Grumpy as Broom will end up picking up the disc instead here now. He's going to wait on the side, but oh no, the clear sends it, and it's an open goal currently. They've got a slingshot. They got to get themselves together here quickly, otherwise Gravity could move in and go for a quick goal, but not going to happen. They don't manage to get themselves together quickly enough. Grumpy as Broom will get back in time, picks up the disc, and we'll look for a pass over here towards Stealable Bag.
You heard iShiny. Play the game that you practice. Don't get tilted, stay focused, and do what you've always done. That's what you've got to do. And right now, we're not seeing that from either team. It looks like they're trying to suss each other out rather than sticking with the plan. Showing off the power of that ceiling juke.
Even in there, managed to spike it down too, so very well done. Kangorillaz getting the opening goal here. They go up 2-0 at the start. Bit of a long opening volley there, too. Minute and 15 seconds. That ate up quite at the time, so that's going to be a pretty impactful goal.
Definitely ate up a lot of time on that one. Really still trying to figure it out. Just still best 2 out of 3. Still anybody's game, obviously, but man, Kangorillaz really came to play. And it looks like Team Gravity's not really playing their normal strategy.
They almost messed up their... They might actually...
I have made that mistake before.
Yeah, they almost messed up their launch there. Thankfully, they have possession anyways. They don't need to go for a massive slingshot or anything like that.
That's an interesting strategy, that instead of passing into the tube, you pass down below the tube so they can't see where you are, only the disc. And then passing across because they all shift over to the way that you pass. I like that play.
Jersey trying to spike it in, gets a teammate to bring it in, and nicely done via Trex and VR Jersey, showing that combo once again shows up, scores a goal, and just like that, a couple seconds after the first goal was scored, we are tied up now at 2-2.
Now that is to be expected. That's what the players say, that when they're on their game, if you have possession, you're going to score, and you just hope the other team messes up. So marching it down like that, getting that score is really good. But that opening volley, very brilliant. Some new play that I'm not used to seeing. Instead of tossing it down to one of the tunnels, tosses it below the tunnel so you can't see him. So he draws the team over to his tunnel, and he tosses it across to the guy as a free shot, set himself up, then down and away, try to distract the goalie with an up shot, and then back up from the bottom side. Very brilliant play.
Quick pass over towards Grumpy as Broom here is going to send it further upfield. He's waiting to pass it again. We do have, I believe it's going to be Sealable Bag waiting here, but oh, I didn't even realize he had been here. Loveridge actually way up top gets it, and where's the defense? Nothing being attempted there by Team Gravity. He just sinks the shot outright as soon as he gets in the 2-point zone.
No, man. Fighting with that upside-down player on the ceiling, sometimes you don't even notice he's up there. If you're not used to seeing it, it can be almost invisible. Or at the very least, you look up there, you're like, wait, what's going on? And by the time you realize what's going on, you got dunked on.
Absolutely. So 4-2 becomes the score now. Fight will be continuing onwards, and this time now, control goes back over into Team Gravity's hands. The launch out, let's see what Team Gravity's got here for their opening gambit.
Nope, traditional play, tasking down the tunnel, but he gets hit.
The two-man team coming in there from Kangorillaz works out great.
Tries to recover, can't, protects his head. Nope, takes him down.
So, Martin the third, still trying to hold from inside of the bubble too. Sending it back down. Viatrix takes the next pass here. It's gonna pass it back again over towards Martin. Forward once more. They're really trying to out-juke. I believe it's Loveridge trying to play against them right now. And now the pass goes over into VR Jersey's hands. And finally, the interception comes in from Loveridge. He had to work very hard for that, but finally, indeed, takes it out of the hands of Team Gravity.
And they are having none of this right now. Although you're not seeing a lot of that double man play from Viatrix and Virtuality Jersey, so I'm not entirely sure what tactic they're going there. They're probably having to shift tactics, but you got to play the game that you practice. If you try to change tactics midstream, you're going to overthink it.
Loveridge still trying to move down, and we can see VR Jersey moving up there, trying to work with Martin here too to get this out of their zone. Bit of a bank shot, sadly takes it out of their control and into the hands of Sealable Bag once again. Loveridge tagging it for a second there too, but only sends it down to the ground. The next hit comes from Gravity as they sink it back towards middle, but that's only into the hands of Grumpy as Broom again. A lot of time being wasted here, not a lot of goals either. Under 2 minutes now.
Here comes a solid approach on goal. And knocked away. Well played. Still though, only a little bit more than a minute 30 left on there. And Kangorillaz still retains possession, and they retain the lead.
Loveridge moving in, trying to go for the goal, and no, he passes it over to Sealable Bag. He takes it, and he scores the goal. 6-2 is now going to become the score here.
Backhand off the rim, man, but it went in. Put it up 6-2, as you just said. Really giving them a nice solid lead. Minute and a half to go. They could still make up that difference, but they're going to have to start playing like we've seen them play. This is not the play I'm used to seeing from them. Either that or Kangorillaz have just become so dangerous that they have got them divided and conquered at this point. They can't group up. They can't do what they do. They cannot make them look bad. I do remember Sealable Bag telling me that despite the scorings, the rankings, they're actually better than Fangasms right now, and this is really becoming obvious as we watch them play.
Nice steal, just taking it away from Viatrix there. Sealable Bag now has it. The problem is he doesn't have a clean path to clear this.
Oh, he can just run down the clock, man. He can run down the clock. You don't need a path. Just hold on to it.
There we go. He got the pass eventually, though, so he's able to pick that back up. Again, as you mentioned, just kind of wasting time down here a little bit.
Yep, that's the move. Take your time. You're not in a hurry. You're not in the crunch time. They're going to form up. Yep, they pick up the momentum to get there quick. No, he doubles up, but swings it wide.
See if Gravity can sneak off a goal right here. They've got it very overwhelmed right now. However, the rest of Kangorillaz has arrived Martin the third going out. They try to bank it over towards his teammate that's still outside of the three-point zone too. He's now moved inside of it, over to the backside, and slams it in while the goal is open. A nice two-pointer coming out there from Viatrex, but assisted by both of his teammates. Very well done. Great team play there coming out from Gravity.
Indeed, and they're actually getting it close, but they will lose possession, and all Kangorillaz really have to do is just hold on to it.
Starting in 15, 14, 13,
Let's see
12,
once again.
11, 10.
Let's see another goal scored here by Team Gravity. They won't have the possession this time. Nope, let's deal with that. And we do have, yeah.
Oh, did we end up with a disconnect? Did they change that when they didn't want to give up that goal?
I think so, yeah.
No, we can always just cut the feed for a little bit while they get that sorted out with the referees and talk a little bit about what we have seen.
Well, what have we seen?
What have we seen is Kangorillaz really delivering the pain against Gravity. Can you believe that? Gravity not showing the game that we're used to seeing from them.
Definitely seems like they came into this one a little bit cold, though, to be honest. We've started to see some improvements for them as we've gotten later and later in this game. I'll see. This is a team that slowly has gotten kind of better as the game's gone on. Yes. It definitely seems like that their strategy to go up against Kangorillaz here just wasn't that well placed going into the beginning of the match. And that's been the core of their issues. They've been outstrided big time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it is a wall. I mean, Kangorillaz are no scrubs. You're not going to be playing against the regular noobs that you run into when you're pub stomping. So they're definitely going to have to consider the strength of the team that they're playing. However, they did play Fangasms, and they're both fairly evenly matched against Kangorillaz, but Fangasms were just not at full steam today. It was very unfortunate to watch them lose as handily as they did. But Gravity really showed us some strong plays, and then now we're just not seeing it. And it could be that they're cold. It could be that they're just hitting a brick wall. It could be that they just forgot what they're supposed to do, or maybe maybe Sealable Bag has just come up with a hard counter for what they're doing. They were actually saying in the chat that the way that they're playing, the way that Sealable Bag's team, especially with that upside down juker, is they're very similar to the play style that Eclipse is, right? And we know that Team Gravity is very similar in form to Jax, and Jax was not able to take down Eclipse's attack strategy. So it's very strongly likely that they're going to end up winning. And then he might actually take down Jax because Jax couldn't beat Eclipse, and that Eclipse will have to play against a team that plays like them, which still will probably end up favoring Eclipse, even though we do love the Comeback King.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to be going to a short break because we have to switch out one of the PCs really quickly. But we're back as soon as we can with a continuation of this match here. It's the lower bracket semifinal for the VRCL Season 1 Grand Finals. And welcome back once again, guys, to the VRCL Season 1 Championships. We're continuing on with the action here for Echo Arena, and we're getting ready to dive back into our lower bracket semifinal. We have two players fighting to move on, or two teams, I should say, fighting to move on for the next battle that's going to be going up against Jax as the #1 European seed coming into this event. And the winner of that game will also move on to the Grand Finals to face off against Eclipse, which is the #1 seed coming into this tournament from North America, and managed to make it all the way through the upper brackets and now have that advantage going into the Grand Finals.
Yes, and as iShiny so cleverly reminded us all, they are the ones that sent all of them down there, so it will be a rematch for anybody who makes it that far. Still, 3 teams sitting it out, trying to figure out who is going to make it there first.
Absolutely. There's still a bit of fighting to be done here in this match. And remember, this is actually a continuation of a match. We're going to be getting information on how exactly that continuation works once we jump into the game here. As we remember, one player ended up dropping out there, so had to swap out his PC, and just a matter of getting it ready now to dive back into the game, continue the series, and of course figure out who's going to be able to come out on top there.
Yeah, and too bad we don't know what player it is. Maybe it was a player on Gravity. Maybe that's why they weren't being able to form up. Maybe he was having some issues. We shall see. But if we see a return to Gravity's regular attack style, maybe we'll see things swing the other way. Or maybe someone will feel iced as a result of this stoppage, and you'll see a change in the warmth of the players and how good that they play, just simply because they were all excited and ready to go, that adrenaline, and you have that adrenaline crash right afterwards.
And of course, of course, as well, we really need to see that slingshot combo come back in from the guys over here on Team Gravity, because that was the big centerpiece in their last match, which allowed them to dominate it so much, and we really haven't seen it come into play that much here so far in the current matchup. Yeah,
and it was very exciting to watch. You saw them do it. You saw the Jax do it repeatedly. Other good teams do it a little bit, but those guys were doing it consistently, and it was amazing to watch. But this time around, they just couldn't seem to form up for some reason.
No, they couldn't. I don't know why that is. Whether they were trying new strategies coming into this one, or there was just a lot of interference coming in for the other side. Either way, we're ready to jump back in, guys. Let's get back into it here now. So it looks like it's going to continue from. We'll see exactly how this works out here because they may have to do a free goal for one of these guys too. Looks like that'll be the case. Yeah. Loveridge is going to ride this in. They'll score it at the appropriate time, and then will be fair play from that point forward is how they're going to be able to set this up. I just have to have them do that real quickly. It's going to be the Kangorillaz scoring a two-pointer too. Right at around 50 seconds. And that is going to give possession over to Team Gravity here now. Tied up. Going into the last seconds. Remember, this is only the first round, if memory serves me correctly.
Yes, it is exactly the first round. So we still have more game to play, and it's still anybody's game.
10, 9, 8.
Oh, wait, they did it wrong, apparently. They're like, no, it's not exactly the right time. Try it one more time.
We'll have to give this a second here. Did they? I mean,
Orange team
that
ready.
seemed right.
Blue team ready.
Okay.
Round
Maybe they decided it wasn't ready.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10.
Okay. So apparently the score was done either at an incorrect time or was just done wrong. So we're gonna try that again.
One more time. The immortal words of Daft Punk.
It's game on.
All right. So let's try this again.
Now, for those of you who've never played this game, this is what it would look like if it was your first time playing.
Yeah, it would be a lot slower.
Yeah.
So the speed differential is. Oh, okay. I can see. I guess it was the wrong time there.
Look at it, it's the wrong team, I guess.
Oh, yeah. That would be a mistake.
Yeah, because I don't remember them being tied. When I saw that, I thought Kangorillaz truly had the win on that one.
Round starting.
Well, here we go.
in
Now it should
15,
be, unless something else
14,
went horribly wrong, now it should be fair play. So let's see here.
11,
6-2 is going to be the scoreline. We will have possession for Team Gravity as a result of that most recent goal.
Interesting tidbit, Lemming actually let us know in the Twitch chat that everyone was chugging water. And so I think what it was, that's one of the reasons why you probably didn't see them form up, is that mentally it was very difficult to keep their wits about them because they were dehydrated.
They obviously got themselves a little bit of a break in between now and then, so they're going to have a little bit more energy to play this out now. Still, we need to see some big effort being brought out here from Team Gravity if they want to try and still win this first round. Otherwise, they will go over to the Kangorillaz and they'll take the advantage in the series, going up 1-0.
30 seconds
The
remaining.
disc is free. Here comes the 30-second clock. I think they're just going to call this one a day.
Pretty much here. Especially with Kangorillaz getting pretty much a full clear over towards Team Gravity side of the arena. Now by their Viatrex is getting slammed right in the face. Good clear, at least sends it back over to the Kangorillaz goal, but still not going to have anyone to actually complete the goal itself.
Hearing lots of stuns come down, I'm assuming it's going to be the American players. They are a heavy stunning group. We learned it from watching Hasco. She knows who she is.
And the round comes to a close.
So 6-2 is the final score for round number 1, guys. Congratulations indeed to Kangorillaz. They're going to take early advantage. Shouldn't be more than a couple seconds, as obviously this wasn't necessarily a super intense 50 seconds towards the end of it. So I don't imagine why there would be any delay for the players to ready up and kind of immediately get started with what they do. There we go. There's the rematch. So we just have to have the captains ready up with a little console outside of their spawn boxes, and then we will be good to begin the second round here and see. With Kangorillaz having the series advantage, they take this next round. They are going to push forward against Jax and knock out Team Gravity. Gravity now needs to win the next 2 rounds straight.
Somebody give these guys a shot of adrenaline. Let's see them take it back to what we're used to seeing. Waiting for the captains to ready up as they just head back and forth. This right here is not actually around. They're just chilling out, waiting for the other guys to get ready.
Kangorillaz is ready, so I think we're just waiting on someone from Team Gravity. So we'll get them checked up here in a second to dive back in.
They're going for that water and that towel. It's like, we're going to go in extra fresh.
Yeah. Might as well. Got the extra time at least. The players are just warming up right now, guys. Again, just iterations, no live gameplay currently. As you can see here, Viatrex is ready to go. Where are Virtual Reality Jersey and Martin III? That is the question. They're the ones getting hydrated. Yeah. Beatrix is using this to practice his diamond shooting there a little bit.
Orange team ready.
All right.
Blue team ready.
Okay, there we go. We can hear it. They're both ready now. Let's dive into it, guys.
Starting in.
Predict on the
15,
joust who's going to be the
14,
fastest?
13,
Team Gravity kept
12,
talking a lot of trash, saying they're
11,
the fastest on the joust now. Let's see if that proves true. Watch that bottom right. You'll see how fast.
I feel like they're winded. I'm going to say Kangorillaz.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here comes the launch. Let's see. Outside of the tunnels, and it's pretty much a dead even heat. However, Team Gravity wins the exchange, and look at how quickly the disc ends up right next to the Kangorillaz goal line. Great stuff from Gravity. Now they've got to sink the actual goal, though, and we can see Sealable Bag is making that a very, very tough effort to be able to do
lifting.
that.
That was very heavy lifting by Sealable Bag as he jumps between all of them, taking it from them and knocking them out.
More players trying to move back in, trying to keep the pressure on against Kangorillaz here. This Team Gravity, like I said before, now needs to win both of these rounds back-to-back. They cannot drop anymore, or they will be eliminated from the tournament here.
And they pitch it back downfield. I thought for sure they were going to get a nice mail slot shot from the other side of the arena, but didn't work out. But it doesn't matter. Leverage in good position with the lateral.
We're in the third. Also going over to the side of this one. You can see Loveridge getting punched out there. That is going to lead to the disc going free. Only gets stuck right in the middle of the map, though. Neither team having possession of it. Battle change relatively quickly. Team Gravity picking it up. They're racing over towards the goalpost. Nobody to defend it, but it's a miss. That should have been a free three-pointer, but it's not going to happen. What a shame, as that could have given Team Gravity an amazing lead to start this one off.
They could have definitely used that. They've already burned a minute 10 off the clock with absolutely nobody scoring.
Now Kangorillaz looking to reset this back up, finding their opportunity to clear a pass over towards Sealable Bag. Going to try to send it further down over towards a teammate again. That's going to be Loveridge picking it up for himself. Still not able to get it past that middle point just yet. Haven't found a pass that can work for them. Here we go. Now they're over here in Team Gravity's territory, taking it further upfield, further towards the goalpost. However, again, have to pass over towards Loveridge. He's got the ability to sink it, and there we go. It's going to be Loveridge for the Kangorillaz, finally scoring the first goal about a minute and a half into the game. And they will take the lead.
Still not doubling up. I saw them form up for a little bit to gain some momentum. One of them blocked his head. I wonder if that's why they're stopping them from doubling up, because I noticed we saw that earlier. The teams that double up, they ended up with a double hit on you. It's done two of your characters for the price of one. So I wonder if that had spooked them a little bit and decided they were going to stop forming up. I'm not entirely sure. I did see that Viatrex was able to block that shot to his head, but it wasn't able to get over to his goal in time to help his team stop the attack.
There's the launch from the blue team. They end up moving out. Nice pass as well. That's going to end up going right over there towards VR Jersey. He picks it up, but no, actually intercepted by another member of Kangorillaz. Loveridge instead picks it up for himself. Now over to Broom. And right back over to Loveridge again. Passing it back and forth between each other so they can get it further up the field. A great shot. Oh, it would have been amazing if that was heading toward the diamonds. Not going to happen, though, so that gives Team Gravity plenty of time to get back. Resecure. Today, resecure. There we go. They punch out Loveridge. Just going to let them take this back towards the mid. No, but Loveridge is coming in with a vengeance. He just knocked out one of the other players over here. Took out Martin the third. A bounce is actually going to send it back over towards the blue side of the arena. It's going to be more trouble for Team Gravity here if they don't manage to hold it together. Viatrex retrieves control of it, though. Passes it over to VR Jersey, but he missed the pass. Thankfully,
a rare miss for that team. They used to be so good at passing.
I think they still are going to be able to maintain control at the very least. If they get that going. Now moving in on the goalie. The slingshot's coming back in for the Kangorillaz, however. They've got a lot of speed moving in, but it doesn't matter. Viatrex sinks it, and we tie it up at 2-2.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but it looked like he put his full body through for that one.
Definitely. We are tied almost exactly the halfway point through the match, too. Very, very close so far here. It's Team Gravity that needs to shoot out, push ahead. It's the Kangorillaz are the ones with the series advantage right now. The launch is going to come back out. Kangorillaz will get early possession as a result of the goal scored by Team Gravity. Here we go. The launch gates are open. Moving it forward, they actually have the two-man team launch to start it off to pick it up. They don't need to use the usual quarterback. It's only going to be Grumpiest Broom on his own that gets it originally. Trying to swipe through the arena again. Remember, not going to be able to move as quickly with that disc in hand. Gets the pass off over to his teammate. Nice little juke off the ceiling, and a beautiful pickup by Sealable Bag to slam it in and score another point here for the Kangorillaz.
Another thing to keep in mind is these guys started this day off very, very early, and they've been playing somewhere between 7 to 9 hours today. So as the day lets on, people are going to get more tired, and you can watch this play and actually feel how tired the plays are here. Those of you who do not know much about VR esports, it does take it out of you. It is physically taxing and mentally taxing. You have to bring both of those to the game to do it, and it's very hard to hold up for these double elimination games because they do take a lot of time.
Absolutely. It's definitely a test of not only the mental skill of these players, their technical skill in the game, but their physical skill, how far they can actually push their bodies and keep them in tip-top shape to be able to react as quickly as they've been doing earlier on in the day. Once again, the volley's begun. We're under the 2-minute mark here now, so they'll be running low on time, but Team Gravity's got the pressure right now on the Kangorillaz. Has got them closed in on their 2-point bubble.
They really need this score. Unless they're going to run down the clock and try to get a 3-pointer at the last second.
Do it, sending it over to a teammate. They don't have the position just
yet.
That is
a bad pass.
Back down to another one. And the goalie will finally pick it up and clear it out for the Kangorillaz.
He was not open. I was thinking they were going to go for that verticality pass they did before, where they shoot it straight down and then right back up for a dunk, but did not work out. Steelboy, get a long shot.
Woo! Almost snuck in there off the diamond. I've seen so many close shots from really far away on the diamond, but none have really been connecting. There's another one right there coming in for the Kangorillaz. If they can make this 6-2, that's going to be another massive advantage for them and might as well seal the deal. But Team Gravity pushing it back. They're going to try to launch themselves, but Kangorillaz is definitely going to beat them there by at least 3 or 4 seconds. They had some trouble picking up the disc, though, so it's not going to be as clean of an extraction as they wanted to take this back over here towards the midfield. And Team Gravity's responding in kind by falling back themselves, too.
I feel like that's how you need to prep in the future for regionals and your world finals, is that you need to practice playing 10-hour days. You're just used to being exhausted. Play for 10-hour days, only eat breakfast, and see who, and get your body used to being able to handle that kind of activity, and then you'll have a leg up on the competition.
Grumpiest Broom and Lone Loveridge trying to sneak back in here for the goal, and it's going to be Loveridge again sinking it. This is not looking good at all for Team Gravity. They've been brought down to under a minute now. They will get possession going into the next round, but they've scored. The Kangorillaz, they've scored yet another 2-pointer right in their faces, and it's set it up at 6-2. Now Team Gravity needs at least 2 more goals to be able to win this game.
Yeah, it's definitely coming down to Kangorillaz town. They already have that first win, so if they get this second one, that is it for Team Gravity, and then it's Kangorillaz into the money match.
Absolutely. So that's going to put you, by winning this one, that will guarantee you a spot in the top 3 at the very least, and with one more win, you'll be in the top 2, and well, one more, you'll be top 1. 20K for you if you manage to make it all the way to the top 1 position. Nice little bounce out there from Grumpiest Broom, picks up the disc from the backside, stops the bank goal from coming in on Team Gravity here.
You had all day. All you got to do is run the clock down, and they are pushed into the next match.
Absolutely. Sending it back down over here towards the midfield. Martin III gets possession of it, however. Oh, there's a nice punch that comes back in from Sealable Bag, but it's not quick enough as he throws away the possession before it goes away. And yep, time pretty much run out. Oh, almost a nice little goal coming out there for the Kangorillaz again, but misses its shot. Regardless, though, they'll still be able to take control 6-2, and with that, they will take control of the series as well in a 2-0 fashion, and that's going to be an unfortunate end of Team Gravity. I would have hoped they would have been able to bring that play style, but it just seems like they were too worn out too quickly throughout the course of this game, and as a result of that, the Kangorillaz persevered, had the better strategy, had the better team play. They were able to hold on, take this one 2-0, and now they're going to be able to move on into the lower bracket grand finals and take on Jax.
And the sun sets on their play, again coming out 4th place. They did it in regionals, they're ranked 4th in the EU, and they end ranked 4th in the world, I guess. But they tried as hard as they could, and the endurance is a factor. You're going to see more people drill that, and I got a feeling that if there's any team that has drilled 10-hour days to make sure that they have the energy to do it, it's probably Eclipse. This is probably the secret they've been hiding from everyone all this time, is practicing for 10-hour days leading up to this event. I do know that a lot of them play other games, but for the last several weeks, you didn't see them at all. They were almost hidden. You're like, what's going on? I want to know who the secret 3 people they play against are.
Well, definitely we'll have to see exactly how things turn out here now for our Victor team, as they're going to be able to push forward. Should be a pretty interesting battle here too, because even Jax has sort of shown signs of fatigue, I guess you could say here, especially when we look at their most recent match versus Eclipse. But they've had a good amount of time now. I'd say it's been almost like an hour and a half, I think, since they last played. So they should be pretty well relaxed at this point.
Well, it's a long day too, and I mean, all these people had breakfast, but when lunch rolls around, are you afraid to eat? You're like, do I eat and it makes me even more tired, or do I eat because I need the energy? It's very difficult risk to make.
The other issue you have to think about too is you feel like some of these guys are going to start to get sore
sore after a while as well, especially with the off and on physical activity. That I feel like is going to become a problem as well.
You would think, but I mean, we do regularly pull 6 hours in the game. That's actually fairly normal for us. And you get sore your first couple of days playing, but we've all been playing since July, so it's fairly normal for us to do that now. But after 6 hours, you're really testing the limits of what you can do. And a lot of us, like, we'll play for 6 hours a day, but halfway through that playtime, we'll go downstairs, get something to eat, and come back. And we don't mind if we're a little tired at first until the energy comes back. You take a break that you determine how long it's going to be, not how the match is going to be. So here, it's a test of endurance, a stress test that's out of control to some degree, and you have to weigh that option. Do I eat lunch and just hope that I'm not tired or weighed down when I play? Do I eat something light? Do I do little snacks? I think a lot of these guys could just say, I'm going to go and find me one of these Ironman marathon runner guys and say, hey, what do you do to get through the day? And what are the little packs you use to make sure that you make it to the end? I mean, really, you're going to see much more of that as far as VR esports takes off, that people are going to start looking at what it is athletes do in order to get through these long matches. This is another thing, like basketball, football, baseball, all these players, they don't have to play matches in days this long. So we're combining so many different things in one particular league where we're just asking so much of you and really showing off what it is that you can do in virtual reality.
They also have like much more vigorous exercise routines,
they do.
though, to be honest.
They do, but the matches aren't, it's not a 10-hour day for whenever you have to do it. But I'm sure they prep you for it just in case.
All right, guys, we do have an interview down on the stage with our most recent victor. So let's set it down there, see how they're feeling, and if they're ready to take on their next challenger in Jax.
Seal, congratulations. How are you feeling going up to this next matchup?
I'm feeling pretty good. That was the game for third place, at least, so we're definitely confident about that. And I told you, we want the Eclipse rematch, so we're just going to try do the best we can against Jax and go against Eclipse in finals.
So let's talk a little bit about how physically you guys are feeling. I could see some of the fatigue setting in. It's the end of day. We're Championship Sunday. Where are you guys at?
We're pretty tired. I'm not going to lie. Like, we have to go right to play Jax, and if we win that game, we have to go right to play Eclipse. But, just once you get back into the game, like, everything else just goes away. It doesn't matter. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing, and when we're done, we can go sleep.
Sleep and take home some money.
Of course.
So any thoughts and anything you'd like to say to the fans out there that are supporting Kangorillaz?
Yeah, I know I have a lot of friends who woke up early, like Brayden woke up early for me, and my girlfriend is constantly texting me while I'm doing this. So yeah, it's perfect. I love it.
Well, congratulations. Look forward to that matchup. Guys, don't go anywhere. We got some more VR Challenger coming your way, so don't go anywhere.